Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Paul. In today's video, we've come down the river. I want to apologise straight up for the wind. I can't really help it, it's going to be windy all weekend, but I still wanted to get this video out for you guys. Today I want to talk about the Adventure King's rooftop tent and why you should watch this video before you purchase one and why I'm going to get rid of it. Alright, let's get to it. The zip is actually surprisingly pretty good quality, but it is very hard to pull sometimes. We've actually snapped the zip. We had to tie a bit of rope to it to even be able to pull it along. One of the first things to break on this was this factory strap here. You can see they're very thin and they break away from here or up the top, or even they've just frayed away themselves. So I've had to repair this one here. And I've had to put a second one on here, a Darchie one. You can see the Darchie strap is double the thickness. The buckles are better, everything's better about the Darchie straps. Now this ladder is terrible quality too. These little twist-in locks, sometimes they seize up when you're trying to undo them, so you've got to struggle to get them undone again. We keep them quite lubed, otherwise they do seize quite often. They're hard to try and lock in place. We had to drill a second hole here because this was too much of an angle, so we wanted it a little bit straighter. And I've actually seen videos of it, the ladder, second half of the ladder, coming out of this whole channel. So the ladder completely failed on them. Another thing, these little ribs on each step, they're very uncomfortable. When you're trying to hop up in socks or bare feet, it really hurts your feet trying to hop on this ladder. So I got some foam tape and put over here, but the ladder could have been designed so much better. When it comes to the outside of the rooftop tent, we've been pretty happy overall. These windows are a great design. These poles have held up really well. We've had this over 100 km winds and the rooftop tent has survived. One thing we don't like about the outside, you can see here, this is all flat and level here, and then it raises up here. Quite a few people have messaged me telling me they've got the same issue. We all had the problem. We can't get the back half level. There's a couple of reasons why. The first reason why it doesn't get level, this channel in here, as you lower the rooftop tent, it drops into this channel here, and that helps support the weight as well as the ladder over there. But the trouble is, sometimes you'll lower it down and it will not sit in that channel properly. Therefore, it can't come down enough to level out. That's a big issue a lot of people had with this rooftop tent. Now, the main reason we're getting rid of this tent, look at this. Every time we jump up in this, we feel like we're going to fall straight through this. It's done it from new, but it's got worse and worse over time. We think moisture has got inside it and the whole thing has just swelled up, and we're afraid to even hop in it anymore. This just isn't good enough. This is a good example right here of the strap just fraying and just completely breaking. They're just not strong enough. I get asked quite often, once you hop up the ladder, what's it like up there? Is it enclosed? Once you get up there, can you fully close it off, or is it all open? So let's quickly jump up there now and I'll answer that question for you. Let's have a look. So you walk up the ladder here, straight away you can see there's a door here. So all this is open in here, but you have a closed door here. There's a little pole in the bottom of this here, so it holds there, so you don't have to zip it down. It just stays nice and closed. That's a really good idea. And once you open that, there's actually a fly screen in there too. So you can roll up this canvas door and just add the fly screen. For those of you who've wanted to know how I pack this up, you can see you get your little bungee cords here. They stretch across top and bottom, and that helps pull the rooftop tent sides in when you're folding it up. They're all included in the rooftop tent when you buy it. And you can fit one sleeping bag in there. We fold it in half as we're folding it, right in the middle there, so that when you're folding it over, it doesn't bunch up in the middle. I'm filming in here for a minute, just to get out of the wind for a bit, so you can hear me a bit better. Now, I would have loved to have gone clamshell rooftop tent this time. The pack up and setup time is so much quicker than this. This is 5-10 minutes each time, whereas the clamshell just undo a couple latches and just lift it straight up, and you can also fit all your bedding in it, whereas this, you can't even fit pillows. We get the one sleeping bag and nothing else can go in here. That's one big drawback we haven't liked, but due to the size of my canopy, I've got a dual cab. If you had a single cab or a wagon, you can go clamshell. I don't have that option, so I've had to go another soft top rooftop tent like this, but I'm going one that's a lot better quality. Have a listen to how dangerous it sounds moving around inside this rooftop tent. This is why we feel we're going to fall through it. This is not a good sound. The mattress has been quite comfy. We're very happy with the mattress. For a cheap rooftop tent, that's been quite good actually. Now the second reason the rooftop tent won't fold down properly, we believe it was due to this strap here and that one there. They broke a long time ago. That actually runs the whole length of the rooftop tent and helps support the weight of the rooftop tent. So being that it was so tight, that was restricting the rooftop tent from going down at the back, until eventually the straps just gave way and broke. So we can get it down a lot flatter now than what we used to. Now these straps have really let us down. We tried contacting Full Drive Super Centre once they broke, even once just one of them broke, and they told me they put it down to just wear and tear. Even though I was in my warranty period and should have been covered, they didn't want nothing to do with the claim and they just shrugged me off, and that's not good enough. As a consumer, you expect support when you buy a product. You can see here the rubber lining they put on all the stitching to help with the waterproofing. That was fantastic to start with, but over time it's all starting to wear away, so I'm not happy with that either. I don't want to bag this out too much. It has seen us through for the past 2 years. It did only cost us $700 at the time. We managed to get it on special. If you try and go on there now, it's around $900. I don't see why the price has jumped so much. Nothing has changed. I've fit these tents all the time, and nothing has changed in the quality. They've changed a little couple minor things, but not enough to add any extra value to the rooftop tent. No features have changed, so there's no reason at all why this price keeps jumping on this rooftop tent. I think $700 is good value for this tent, and that's what it should be priced at. So it's seen us through for the last 2 years. So someone just starting out, it's a great first rooftop tent. It'll get you out there and you get to enjoy the experience of a rooftop tent, waking up, having a nice view from on top of your car, straight out on the beach or the river. Nothing beats it. But if you're intent on going out more often and want it to last a few more years, then I would look at investing in something a little bit more expensive. But for first timers, they're great. Another thing we do like about having this rooftop tent is on wet and windy days, you don't want to be outside. It's just too miserable, even by the fire. It's not very nice, so it's great to be able to come up here. You have plenty of room up here. We mount an iPad up the top with a Bluetooth speaker going, and we just lay down in bed, watch a couple movies. It's nice to be able to get out of the wind for a while. I've even put an esky on the other side there on my roof, and with a couple of beers in it. That way you just lay out the window, grab a drink, and you're set. A lot of you asked questions in my previous video about does it get water in here. That tropical layer on top does a great job. The tropical layer actually does do a reasonably good job of keeping a lot of the heat out. Without that, it'll be a lot hotter than here in summer. But yeah, we get no water in here at all. Last weekend we were out camping. We did have a heap of condensation. It was a really cold night and the roof was dripping wet, and it was dripping straight onto our sleeping bags and all our clothes and everything else. But that's condensation. No matter what rooftop tent you got, that can't be helped. They do have windows on the side to try and get a bit of airflow through here during the night, and you just crack a couple windows, it reduces it, but you're never going to get rid of it. If you've got or have had one of these rooftop tents, let me know in the comments what went wrong with it, what you weren't happy about. Let's make them accountable. There's no point spending $700 supposedly having a warranty and they won't do anything to fix it. In the past, I've bought the little $40, $50 lights, and I had issues with them breaking. I asked them for the warranty and they exchanged it no problem at all. So why would they warrant something so cheap and you spend $700 on a product and they don't want to know you? It's just not good enough in Australia. Take note of how bright it is in here. Look at this. You imagine 6 o'clock in the morning having this brightness straight up. You're not going to be able to sleep in at all. That's one of the main reasons we're changing rooftop tents. I've got all the windows shut at the moment and it's still this brightness. And in summer, you just can't be in here. It's that hot in here in summer. It's just pointless. So I'm not going to give away what brand rooftop tent we're getting yet. It's actually on back order at the moment. Probably another month away. But the canvas actually has a black liner on the inside of the canvas here. Which means if you've got every window shut, in the morning it is pitch black in here. So you're not even going to know the sun come up and you can sleep in as late as you want. You definitely want to look at putting some kind of lighting in here too. We've just got LED strip lighting through the top with a switch on the side. Could you imagine waking up in the morning to a view like that? That definitely beats calling out your swag and seeing the view of the ground. Even though Full Draw Supercentre have let me down with support, I still think as a company, it's something Australia has definitely needed. It's about time the big boys like ARB and all those brands had some competition. It's alright for people that can afford the brand new 79 series, new Hiluxes and everything else. They can afford to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on rooftop tents and all these other top of the range accessories. Whereas people like me, the average person, there's no way we can afford to ever buy that kind of thing until we're more set up. So at least now we can purchase these cheaper products. They're not the best quality, but at least it gets us out there, and that's what matters. One more thing I don't like is having to get up on the roof every time to squash it down to be able to close the straps. If I didn't have a sleeping bag in here, I probably wouldn't have to do this, but even with just one sleeping bag, it just doesn't want to go down. And that's how I originally broke the straps in the first place. It's also quite awkward doing this on your own. Trying to reach back down and grab this bag is not much fun. It's great with someone else to help you to throw the bag back over. And if it's windy, it's even harder. This zip is really hard to start. There it goes. I've been pretty pleased with these straps though. These are a lot thicker. They haven't worn out at all. Now I'm definitely not saying don't buy this rooftop tent because it is great value, even though they have upped the price now. So if you're just starting out, it probably still is worth it. If I could buy it again, if I was just still starting out, then I definitely would rebuy it. It's at least got us out there, but if you have got a bit more money, I'll definitely look at something a little bit better quality if you want something that's going to last you a lot longer. Now, if you've got any more questions or any comments you want to leave on this video, I'm happy to answer anything. I hope you like this video, guys. If you have, leave a like. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. But thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!